Welcome to Looming Maestro. I am your host Vedant Chavla and today we are going to learn the chapter Heat. So let's start with our session. In our day to day life, we come across a number of objects. Some of them are hot and some are cold. Like tea and coffee is hot but ice is cold. Some objects are hotter than others while some are colder than others. How do we decide which object is hotter than others? So, friends, we often touch the object and then we decide whether the object is hot or it is cold. But is our sense of touch reliable? Let's find out. I have a interesting activity for you which will tell you that should we rely on our sense of touch. So let's see this activity. Take three small tubs, label them as A, B and C. Put cold water in A and hot water in tub B and some cold and hot water in tub C. Now dip your left hand in tub A and right hand in tub B. After keeping the hands in the two tubs for 2 to 3 minutes, put both the hands in tub C. Do both the hands get the same feeling? We cannot rely on our sense of touch to decide whether an object is hot or cold. Sometimes it may deceive us. So, what will happen is the hand that we have put in tub A will feel that the water in tub C is hot, but the hand that was kept in tub B will feel that the water in tub C is cold. So we cannot rely on our sense of touch. Sometimes it may deceive us. So here you can see that the person has put his hand in tub A, tub B, and now he has put his hand together in tub C. Measuring temperature. A reliable measure of the hotness of any object is its temperature. Temperature is measured by a device called thermometer. So friends, you may have heard that what is the thermometer? So a thermometer is a device that measures our human body temperature and it is known as a clinical thermometer. The thermometer that measures a body is called clinical thermometer. A clinical thermometer reads temperature from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. So here is a diagram where you can see that there is a clinical thermometer and you can see uniform glass tube and graduated scale. You may have heard of the glass tube and the graduated scale, but there is also a part known as the kink. So what is a kink? A kink is a device in the thermometer which does not allow the mercury to fall down. So when we measure our temperature of our body, we take out the thermometer from our mouth and then we are able to take note the exact reading. But if there was no kink in the thermometer, as soon as we have taken out the thermometer of our mouth, the mercury would have fallen down and we could not note the exact temperature. So a kink plays a very important role. Reading a thermometer. So the reading a thermometer is also very important so that you get the right temperature, and we should also handle the thermometer correctly or else we can break it. So let's see the steps. Thermometer should be washed before and after use, preferably with an antiseptic solution. Ensure that before use the mercury level is below 35 degrees Celsius. So we give some jerks after washing the thermometer or cleaning it with the antiseptic solution. We give it some jerks so that the mercury level falls down from 35 degrees Celsius as there is kink in between. Read the thermometer keeping the level of mercury along the line of sight. Handle the thermometer with care. If it hits against some hard object, it can break. Don't hold the thermometer by the bulb while reading it, as you can not note the exact temperature. It would give a wrong temperature. Normal temperature of a human body. The normal temperature of human body is 37 degrees Celsius. The temperature is always stated with its unit. The temperature of every person may not be 37 degrees Celsius. It could be slightly higher or slightly lower. The temperature of a human body does not go below 35 degrees Celsius or above 42 degrees Celsius. That is the reason this thermometer has the range from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. Laboratory thermometer. We cannot use the clinical thermometer for measuring the temperature of an object other than a human body. So, this is a very important point. To measure the temperature of other objects, we use laboratory thermometer. The range of laboratory thermometer is from minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. While reading a laboratory thermometer, the thermometer should be kept upright and not tilted, and the bulb should be surrounded from all the sides by the substance of which is to be measured. The bulb should not be touched the surface of the container. So I want to highlight a point over here. While we are keeping the laboratory thermometer in the substance of the temperature we have to measure, we measure the temperature in the substance itself. We do not take the thermometer out of the substance and then record it. That's the reason, because there is no kink present in the laboratory thermometer as it is in clinical thermometer. Transfer of heat. The heat flows from hotter object to a colder object. How? Let's understand this with an activity. Take an iron rod, fix a few small wax pieces on the rod. These pieces should be at nearly equal distances. Put one off end of the rod between the bricks. Now heat the other end. Heat is transferred from the end nearest to the flame to the other end. So take two bricks as it stand. Take an iron rod, fix it between the two bricks, fix some pieces of wax, and then we should light a candle, and then the piece that is most nearest to the flame will fall first, and this continues. Conduction and convection. The process by which heat is transferred from the hotter end to the colder end of an object is known as conduction, as we have seen in the previous activity. When water is heated, the water near the flame gets hot. Hot water rises up. The cold water from the sides moves down towards the source of the heat. This water also gets hot and rises, and water from the sides move down. This process continues till the whole water gets heated. This mode of heat transfer is known as convection. Radiation. We can understand radiation by a simple activity. Light a candle, keep one hand above the flame and one hand on the side of the flame. We notice that the hand above the flame feels hot. On the sides there is no convection and the air does not feel as hot as the top. When come out in the sun, we feel warm. The heat of the sun cannot reach us by conduction or convection, as there is no medium such as air between the earth and the sun. From the sun, the heat comes to us by the another process known as the radiation. So here's a diagram where you can see convection, conduction and radiation. Sea breeze and land breeze. During the day, the land gets heated faster than the water. The air over the land becomes hotter and rises up. The cooler air from the sea rushes in towards the land to take its place. The air from the sea is called the sea breeze. At night, the water cools down more slowly than the land. So, let me make you understand the process of sea breeze and land breeze through a pictorial manner, where you can see that in the day the land is warmer than the sea and the sea is cooler than the land. So, the warm air on the land comes up and then goes towards the sea, and the cool sea breeze come towards the land. Whereas night it's totally opposite. The land is cooler comparatively to the sea. The sea is warmer at the night, and the cool air from the land rises up and goes towards the sea, whereas the sea's warmer air comes towards the land. So thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Also don't forget to hit the bell icon. Thank you.